Guys, welcome to another episode of The Pulse. We've got the original Bad Girl of Comedy comedian, actor, host. Luenell's in the building. Thank you for coming in. We got to get that sound effect.
Yeah, I love my favorite club noise.
The original Bad Girl of Comedy. How'd you get that? I mean, you've been doing this for 30 years now.
A comedy promoter named Rick Sullivan back in Oakland, California, gave me this name, 29 years ago. If I've been in game 30, which I think is 30 plus actually, and I earned it. I wasn't always a mom and Girl Scout leader. I got into some things, and but it didn't ever affect my comedy. Praise God.
So the original Bad Girl of Comedy label wasn't necessarily just connected to what you were doing on stage.
No. No.
We
doing some things in the streets, too.
It stuck, and you continued on the comedy path.
Yeah, and I like the handle, too.
How'd you originally get started? Did you grow up in a comedy family? You said you were out in these streets. When did you know this was something you wanted to do?
Well, it wasn't because of that. I got 7 brothers and sisters. We're from Arkansas. So nobody in my family's ever been in entertainment professionally except me. I wanted to do theater because I liked the adoration that people got afterwards, Everything morphed into a local television station that I was hosting shows doing what you do.
Okay.
And then a show called Comic View started. Yeah. Where we were able to get on national television, and I did that like 9 seasons in a row. And it's just it's something I guess it's a gift, Everybody can't do it. Everybody thinks they can do it because it looks so easy, but everybody can't do it.
But how'd you know you had the gift?
I never grew up thinking I wanted to be a comedian per se. I just knew that I did want to be on television. I wanted to be in entertainment because being the youngest, everybody was grown. They were out, and I spent a lot of time watching television in my room and stuff like that. So, and I do believe that as far as comedy or any arts is a gift. Like, I can't do what Denzel does. He has these, when he did Malcolm X, he had these long dissertations, and I imbibe in too much cannabis to be remembering all those lines. But in comedy, you can say what is in your own. You're your own writer, your own director, and I just had a flair for that.
You were always this kind of outspoken person?
No, I don't think so. I think that when I was young, I was not like this. But life be lifing, and you're either gonna speak up for yourself or you're gonna get sucked under by life. And so I just had a way of looking at things. Plus, I think that comedians are like wired a little different. Our brains are wired to see the funny in sometimes tragic things.
We were talking during the break before about women on this journey, or the lack thereof. Was it harder kind of getting into it, going through that path, particularly the Bad Girl of Comedy, stepping into that field as a strong woman?
Well, I think in any field that any woman goes into is harder for the woman. Also, being a mother, people are used to daddy going out on the road and daddy being in the military, or daddy being an entertainer, or daddy being in the band, or being a rock star. They're used to that. But it's different when mommy's not there to make the birthday cake, and when mommy's not there for Christmas carols, and mommy's not there to cook the food. It's a very difficult road to travel. But mommy can also pay for all that. So
you're going out there, you're doing Comic View, you're on tour, you're making all these shows in this level of success.
I wasn't on tour. I never went on tour.
Really?
Nobody ever took me on tour except one person.
Who took you on tour?
That was Cat Williams.
Really?
Cat Williams took me on tour twice. Nobody has ever took me on tour. I've never been on tour with anybody else. I've done some dates with other people.
Okay.
But nobody's never taken me on tour.
They can't handle you? They're scared of being overshadowed? Why? Tell me why.
Let's get into
it. I said it.
You said that, not me. No, I don't know. I think that that's the same reason that I have not been a part of a television show. If it's not mine, you know, I think I did like 9 episodes of the George Lopez show before, and I just finished a show that should be coming out next month. I think on Paramount Plus. It's called Crutch. It's the Tracy Morgan show, sort of a spinoff of The Neighborhood, and I did that whole season.
Okay.
I'm also on
Hacks.
this other show called Hacks, right? That's on HBO Max, but I'm just in and out of there. But I'm saying I've never done like a different world or a Martin or my wife and kid been part of a family. And I think maybe maybe my personality and my presence is very strong. You know, even when I'm not trying to do anything, people I've got the it factor. I just have to cop to it. People look at me and they pay attention to me, and everything I say is 10 times more relevant than sometimes the star. And maybe they may feel like I'm trying to take over when I'm actually not. I'm just being me. So I think that God's going to give me my own show or my own platform so I don't have to have any of those problems.
Is that the goal? Is that what you want? Your own show?
Yeah, I want to
Luenell
have my
show
own
look
late
like?
night talk show.
Coming up, there's a lot of unusual division in comedy these days. So what team is she on?
The fraternity I would be considered in, I think, was the people who keep it really real.
You mentioned Cat Williams.
Yes.
I have not had the pleasure of interviewing him. Interviewed
Right.
a lot of different comedians. But seeing from a distance, he talks about how he's different, about how he's giving people opportunities, how he's not that. And it seems like you're kind of reinforcing that.
It's not just some guy. Like, he's made himself into a phenomenon, and he's definitely given lots of opportunities to people, and more opportunities to women than most. He gave me my big opportunities. Our tour was so successful, it's pimping tour that we made a movie. Made a movie called American Hustle. Made a movie. Then I think maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, went out on tour with them again. But now it's fine. But now I don't want to be on tour with nobody
Now
else.
you're doing your own
Doing
tour.
my own.
Like
Yeah.
maybe you'll let them on your tour if that's how you feel
Or
like.
maybe not.
Right?
Yeah.
Doing your own thing. You're kind of in that fraternity or you're not, and it's not as open and welcoming to everybody as perhaps we would like. Were they scared of you?
The fraternity I would be considered in, I think, was the people who keep it really real.
Okay.
The people who don't bite their tongue,
Right.
who don't really always play by the rules. Renegade.
Okay.
Renegade. Some used to say underdog, but, not so under anymore. If you take people like some rap artists, maybe, have decided they want to step into the comedy genre, but they really don't. They just really want to try it out. Or else they'd still be doing it and sticking with it and doing the grind like we do. They already start off an advantage because people want to see that person. So people are going to pay to see that person. But then after they see that person, they realize, oh, this person isn't really a great comic. They're a great artist, but not a great comic. Then it's already too late. They've already been to the show, already got their money, it's too late. And then other television stars want to do stand-up comedy as well. I think they're just doing it just to see and what their feed or as a hobby. But this life is not as luxurious as it is to be a rap star or to be a television star. This is a really hard grind of a life. And if you're not built for it, I'm trained like a racehorse now. But if you're not built for it, you're just not going to last in this. Because, baby, your feelings, your ego, all that is going to be crushed. And then that's what makes, pressure makes diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're either going to rise to the occasion or you're going to fall off by the wayside.
So 30 plus years of doing this, you're currently on tour. You were just in Philly, going to Chicago in October at City Winery, various places, continuing to do that. You still love this?
Yes, I do, because I feel like it's like my therapy. I get to say what I want about what I want for an hour or an hour plus. It's not up for discussion. It's a total dictatorship. You know, I'm not asking you questions. What do you think? It's like, I feel like this, don't you? And the people who come to see me, they pretty much feel the way that I do, because I aim my comedy to the common, regular folk. That's what I am. I just have an uncommon job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have security because my wild self will get up and go to the store in my nightgown.
So security is protecting you from you
Oh,
as
absolutely.
much as they're protecting
Just
you
walking
from the rest
for
of us.
Sure. Yeah.
Coming up, how do you survive and thrive for 30 years in comedy? Hard work.
And if there's any way that I can crawl on the stage and still do the show, I'm going to do it.
Do you allow yourself after 30 years to sit back? You know, you sold out the Apollo, you did Broadway, you've done the different shows. Does it register with you? Like, I'm having a pretty serious career. Like, do you ever just sit back and appreciate what you've accomplished?
Well, I had not really. I was just like, because I didn't have a show, because I didn't have a thing, I'm like, I'm just a chick in the club because they're not letting me get any further. Or I get on these shows and I'm just a little comic relief and not really a character. So I had not really pictured my career in that way. But more recently, I've, been getting acknowledgments, like I'm in the Arkansas Black History Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. I am a holder of a proclamation in Las Vegas that gives me my own day. I've got a key to the Las Vegas Strip. Mm-hmm. I just recently got a key to the city of Atlanta and got a day in Atlanta. And so the accolades are coming and making me realize that maybe I am a sort of a big deal, but I don't walk around in that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, okay. Unless it comes to walking down the street or valet parking or, I'm not going to walk down.
I'm going to need a good spot.
Yeah,
right
you guys, we were talking about the food and you were like, oh, it's walkable. I'm like, what?
You say, I'm
not walking down the street.
Down the street?
No.
You can send one of us. We'll go get it for you.
No, I got people for that.
Intentionally, we didn't start naming names, but I will. Like, you've done Netflix shows that people like Chappelle.
Yeah.
You've worked with. You had a residency, in
Jimmy Kimmel's
Vegas.
Comedy Club in Las Vegas.
So some of those names, right? Some of the really well-known names who I guess you would acknowledge are in that kind of category.
Yeah.
They're all calling you.
Yes.
So that's got to mean something.
It does. I mean, if you have people like Kat, Jimmy Kimmel, Chappelle, Chelsea Handler, Chaka Khan, if you got people like that fool with you heavily, then that just means that they can rely on you to do your job. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to have you around when you're having a bad day, including your audience. Your audience don't pay for your bad day. I've done shows where I was sick. I've done shows when I was needing knee surgery. I've done shows when I was miscarrying. I've done shows when my eyes were swollen shut. The show must go on. I come from that thing. And if there's any way that I can crawl on the stage and still do the show, I'm going to do it. If I have to cancel a show, it's usually because I have another commitment. Like, I have in my contract that I can cancel a comedy show if I have to go film something.
The humility is interesting because you said all of those things. They know they can rely on you. They know you're going to be on stage. They know you're going to do the job. The thing you went right past is those people, there's a lot of people who are reliable. They're calling you because they also know you're going to deliver. So there is that level of not just reliability, but legends are putting you in the legend category.
And that word has been used. The only person I really care about impressing and recognizing that I'm a legend is my daughter. I wish she would get that clue. I just try to not let any of this go to my head because anything could happen. You might have a car accident, lose your voice. What you gonna do then? It's just that I just don't like, I don't like cockiness. It makes me, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. I don't like people saying, well, I'm great, or I'm good, or I'm really, really good. I don't even like that because it's really up for the people to say that about you. It's not for you to say that.
Sold out shows and TV shows and Broadway and a 30-plus year career seem to indicate that the people are saying
Well,
that.
the people are talking.
The people are talking.
The people are talking, and I will
Thank you, people.
Thank you to the people.
Appreciate
but I'm
it.
not going to run around and say it.
No, I'll say it.
'Cause that's okay, you can say
I'm going
it.
to say it. That's a legend.
Next on The Pulse, Luenell's not worried about being canceled. She says what needs to be said.
Yes, I talk about politics. Yes, I talk about sex. Yes, I talk about relationships. Some of that need to be talked about.
Like, I feel like people have seen you. They've either seen you on TV, they've seen you on Fox Soul, but if they haven't seen your show as you're on tour, what do we see at a Luenell comedy show?
Well, you'll see people drinking, for sure.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm a really good escape. Like, and even the openers that I choose to have on my show. Sometimes a comic will have an opener that's mid, not as good as them,
Right.
so they can shine more.
Right.
But I want my opener to exhaust you as well, so that you can say the whole show was amazing. And I think you will see people leave very happy. Yes, I talk about politics. Yes, I talk about sex. Yes, I talk about relationships. Yes, I talk about all of that. Mm-hmm. And some of that need to be talked about.
It's a time where talking about some of those topics, there are people who want to silence you, not you specifically, but want to cancel people, want to try to shut people down. You feel like we need to be having these conversations raw, open. You're not scared of those things.
No, and Denzel just spoke about it as well. First of all, I would have to literally like kick a dog in the mouth online to be canceled, I think. And cancellation these days ain't like what it used to be. You can be canceled for a week and be back up the next week.
And you got 1 million plus people following you on social media, so you can't exactly take
That's
away
on my
that.
Instagram. You gotta check my TikTok numbers too. I don't worry about that stuff because we're like I was saying earlier to someone, we're one of the last bastions of uncensorship, where we do get to say what we want to say, and people can silence you if you have something to lose. I mean, if I don't do another TV show or another movie or another voiceover, I'm probably still going to eat because the people. And that's all I care about is pleasing the people.
Yeah.
Somebody said a phrase, they said, I'm not an industry comic. I'm a comic in the industry.
Okay.
See? So I'm not out to please networks or anything like that. I don't have any restrictions or morality clauses or anything like that. I mean, heck, I had an OnlyFans. Remember you were talking about OnlyFans?
You did not have an OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
You had an OnlyFans?
And I was also a Savage X Fenty lingerie ambassador for Rihanna, too. You would think I have the body the way I be pulling off my clothes.
Listen.
But I don't know. It's what it is. I'm adhering to the 99.9% of women who are chubby like me, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Love that. Every episode of The Pulse ends with the same theme. The theme of the show is how you use your voice for good. So I ask everybody, what does the phrase use your voice for good mean to you?
Well, I think it would mean to use your voice to be kind to people and to make joy for people and make them happy in such a grossly sad world that we're living in right now. Use your joys to be the light that you want to shine on you.
Guys, thanks so much for watching today's episode of The Pulse with comedian Luenell. Little risque, a lot of fun, and cool to hear kind of her stories and the development, all the things she's been through and all the things she still wants to do. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you want to hear the completely uninterrupted podcast, go to any place where podcasts are available and just subscribe to the Pulse with Bill Anderson podcast. You can hit me up on social media at Bill A. Fox29. And download the Fox local app so you can see all of our shows on demand. I thank you, I appreciate you, and I leave you today as I always do, reminding you whenever you can, use your voice for good and have a good one. You gotta put the glasses on.
Call me later, baby.
So we can go. I got my holla at you.
Call me later.